Get on with, because time's cracking on, the point of the week. And this is, it's not a point that's used by everyone that I know who works in this area, but actually it's a really, really lovely point. We've been working with the Spleen channel recently, you may remember. I'm going to get the chair, hang on. Here we go. So, if you've been coming to the classes recently, you may remember that we've been working on the Spleen channel, which runs from the big toe along the inside of the foot here, and it's said to run along the edge of the red and white skin, the sort of skin of the sole of the foot and the skin of the top of the foot. And it comes up, we had that lovely spleen 6 point here, does everything, contraindicated in pregnancy though, unless in labour. And then it comes up just next to the shin bone in the flesh until it comes into that corner point, the spleen 9. I believe you may have done that last week, which is a great point. And then it goes, you can see my kneecap here, comes on the inside of the kneecap and up into this bulge of this muscle here. And what you're looking for, I don't have a great picture. I'll show you this picture in the wonderful book by Peter Dedman. So you can see here, here's the kneecap, and it's just above it, almost like above that top corner of the kneecap. So I'll just pop this down. I'll try and show you on my knee. So I'll tense my knee a bit so you can see. Here's the kneecap, patella, and you come on the inside of the leg and above that corner by what's called 2 sun, which essentially is like 2 thumb widths above that corner. So it's there. The other way of doing it is if you do 3 fingers and you're just at the ends of the fingers there. That'll be the same as 2 sun, 2 thumbs. Now, this point is called, let me get the Zhuai Hai. I don't know about pronunciation, so don't quote me. Zhuai Hai. And it basically means sea of blood. And it is a fantastic point for the blood. And its main quality is that it can relieve heat in the blood. So if you've got irritated skin conditions, then this is a great one, you know. Eczema, psoriasis, urticaria, what are the other ones? Painful hot sores, things like that. So itching on the skin and things like that. This is a great point. So I'm going to leave it so you can kind of see where it is. But like before, let's just start a little bit higher up in the thigh. And again, it's like the front of the thigh in line with the kneecap, and it's on the inside edge. So just squeezing with your thumbs down, find that point, and just give it an extra kind of squeeze, and then go down past it, down to that lovely spleen 9. And just do this a few times over, self-shiatsu, sink in. And you can do it with thumbs, you know, like this, but you can also just let the weight of your arms and your body kind of sink through the thumbs into that area. Lovely. Okay, so and in a moment I'll tell you a story of someone I worked with, and I worked this point and it had an amazing effect. But before I go into that, it does have another effect as well, which is an effect on the blood. It's not just relieving heat, it can really help to move blood that is stuck, or to harmonize or regulate blood flow. It's great for nourishing the blood as well. Okay. Just a couple more squeezes. And just, it's like nourishing and hugging your blood. Okay. You just give a little bit of a nice stroke down now of that area. We'll come to do some more dough-in on it in a minute, but I just wanted us to focus on the point initially. I'm going to do this again on this side. So let me stand up to show you again. So here's the inside of my leg. So I'll do that. There's the top of the kneecap. 3 fingers width just on top of the kneecap. Boink, there. So that's what we're aiming for. It's in that sort of round bit of muscle there. Okay. So same thing, start just a little bit higher up on the inside aspect of your thigh, work down towards the knee. When you get that sort of just a couple of thumb measurements above, and then down a bit, and just carry on doing that for a moment. And I'll say that I was working with a client who had, I can't remember what it was, but some autoimmune disorder. And one of the problems she had was that sometimes, I mean, she had very irregular periods, and at that particular moment, she was not being able to stop her bleed. Now, I won't go into great detail more than that, but this point I was working on, and for some reason I just felt that I needed to stop here and sink into this point. And at that time, I didn't know that it was helpful for regulating menstruation, for helping the blood, for nourishing the blood and moving stuck qualities there. So I felt drawn to stay with that point rather than just carry working on, and went through a nice process with it and then carried on. And she got in touch with me the next day. And she said, "Oh my gosh, I don't know what you did, but," and I was expecting her to say something really awful. And I was like, "Oh no." And she said, "It's been absolutely fine. I felt great." And her period was able to stop. And she'd had weeks. So she was very blood deficient by that time. And she was already starting to feel better. It was a magical point to connect to. So such a wonderful thing for menstrual problems with women, but also just generally for nourishing the blood. It's something we could all do with sometimes, is nourishing the blood. Okay. There we go. Fantastic. So point of the week, spleen 10. Too soon above the top of the knee cap on the inside aspect in the bulge of the muscle. Sea of blood. A lovely enriching and moving point for the blood.